What are you thinking about so hard this early in the morning?
Your sister.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean. How's she doing? I notice she's been spending a lot of time with the youngest of the Ollie-SuddenlyVoiced boys. They're a good family, but he's something of a black sheep. I hope he's a good influence on her.
Aw. It's nice seeing you be so concerned about her.
Well, she is going to be my sister-in-law, the auntie to our future children. A new, cute little sister.
Because all you've got are your horrible little brothers.
They're not all awful, and you know it. Carter's got a good head on his shoulders when it's not in the clouds.
Molly's doing all right. I'm actually surprised. It's been 3 months, and I think she's finally, really starting to settle in. What she's going through can't be easy, but she's really holding it together. It's admirable, actually. I don't know that I could do it. I'm extremely proud of her.
That's good. I'm glad.
I've got class at 10. I need to get home in time to do that thing with our parents where we all managed to pretend I didn't spend the night over here.
Ollie, when are you going to start wearing the ring?
I'm just not ready, is all.
It's been a year since I bought it. And you'd think our entire lives would be enough time to grow accustomed to the idea of being married to one another.
We've talked about this. When I wear it, it's going to start feeling real. Really real. And I just don't think I'm ready for that. Please, give me time. We've got all the time in the world, after all. Right?
Yes, you're right. It's not fair to push you. I'm just eager to start the next phase of my life. Eager to have myself a wife of my own.
Oh, come on, you're only 24.
You're right. Go on, get dressed.
Molly, are you skulking around with some kind of wild game again? Oh my God, Molly, are you all right?
I dropped a jar of jam and it broke.
Well, okay. Then get the house cleaner to take care of it.
I have to do something with my hands. If I stop, I start thinking. And if I start thinking...
If you start thinking... What?
Ollie, I don't know what to Why are we doing this?
Because I think you need to.
Why? Why go back home?
You were whisked away from your life to live here, and I don't think you ever really got a chance to properly say goodbye to everything. And we can't just sit around that big house feeling sorry for ourselves. And frankly, I want to see where you grew up. I think it'll help me understand you a little bit better.
I think it's dumb.
Well, I'm your older sister, so you have to do what I say.
All right. Why aren't we being escorted?
What do you mean?
Well, 2 teenage girls traveling alone?
We're not even going that far. And besides, you traveled here alone.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I'm surprised your parents permitted it.
Mother and father don't know it's happening.
They're not going to be suspicious when we're gone for 4 days?
We were invited out to Camilla's lake house for the long weekend.
She covers for you a lot, doesn't she?
She really does. I need to get her something nice for her birthday.
The train for Orange Grove and surrounding communities pulling into track 4. Orange Grove, track 4.
Can I just say how surprised I was that there was a direct route?
Yeah, I still don't know where you people keep getting the idea that it's some kind of country town. It's an actual city. There's a trolley and a small college and everything.
I don't know. Just what I see in my head.
She's supposed to be meeting us here.
Molly!
Serena! Hey! Ollie, this is Serena. She's my mom's best friend. And this is my sister, Olivia.
Good to meet you, love. So, what do you want to do? We've got the rest of the afternoon, after all.
Lunch first. I want to go to that restaurant that we all used to go to.
Molly, is this your old school?
Yeah.
I didn't even think to ask if there was some friend you wanted to visit while we were here. Did you have anyone in mind?
No, it's fine.
Does she have friends?
Well, there's Ferris, who she met at school, and David, who's her vampire friend thing.
Her over?
Yes.
That's interesting. Molly was never very good at the friend thing, and I wouldn't have thought it'd be a boy that pulled her out of a shell. You sure they aren't maybe more than friends?
No. Oh, no. Ferris and David are a couple. I don't think either of them even likes girls. I know Ferris doesn't.
Well, I suppose that explains it then.
Explains what?
I don't know if you've noticed or it's come up, but Molly's not really one to take to romance, I guess you could call it. Just never really seemed interested. Downright repulsed, I'd even call it. Bit of an odd duck in that regard.
You know, I never really thought about it, but I guess you're right. I don't think we've even talked about boys before. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Anyway, how about we stop by the liquor store and get something really good for dinner tonight?
I like this idea.
And then I look out the window and I see this little bit up at the top of the hill in her bloomers and undershirt. And she just takes off down the hill on her bicycle. And I turns to Lena and I say, Lena, when Molly learn to ride a bicycle? And Lena goes stark white, looks at me dead in the face and says, Molly doesn't know how to ride a bicycle. Then she goes racing outside and I go running after. And what do we both see flying off the edge of the gully? But the bike? But no Molly. So that was the first time she broke her arm.
Molly, what is it with you and grievous bodily injury? Molly? Oh, she's asleep.
Lena was a lightweight too. One glass flat on her backside.
It's also been a long day. I'm pretty exhausted myself, to be honest.
Do you take after your dad, dearie?
I've been told so, yes. Why?
It's just funny. Because if I wasn't there when Molly was born, I wouldn't have thought she were Lena's. They don't look a thing alike. And Lena was always so quiet and shy. I was always on her about letting people take advantage of her. Molly, though, stubborn as a mule, never could figure out where she got it from. Seeing you two together, though.
I don't think we particularly look alike.
No, you can see it. in the nose especially, but mostly there's a way about you two together. It's hard to put words to. But I think it's good she came to live with you.
Can I ask you something?
You already are, it looks like.
Well, why did you let her get sent away? I would think that, considering everything, it would make more sense for her to stay here. Why didn't you have her come live with you or something? I have a hard time seeing Father really pushing for her to come live with us. Not that he dislikes her or anything, but, it's not really the path of least resistance.
Did Molly tell you how her mama died?
An accident, right? She doesn't really talk about it. Doesn't really talk about much from before moving.
Lena was a midwife. So, she had to run off in the middle of the night sometimes. So, when she was old enough to start taking care of herself, it wasn't too weird for Molly to wake up to a note on the icebox and have to fend for herself for the day. Maybe two, if the baby was being stubborn. When after 3 days, Lena wasn't back, Molly called me. 3 weeks later, they found her washed up on the bank of the river, a bit downstream from here.
Oh my God! What happened?
I have thoughts. Lena had trouble, sometimes. But no one knows for sure. I wanted her to come live with me. Lena and I had agreed a long time ago that if something ever happened to her, I would take Molly in. When it came down to it though, I got scared. I love her, and I know she's half grown, but I don't have kids for a reason. I was the one who telegrammed your papa when things looked like they might go sideways. I've probably second-guessed myself 100 times since then, but I think it was the right idea. If she'd have stayed here, she'd have been that poor girl whose mother died. And now she gets to live in a nice house and wear nice clothes. She seems happy. That's all that matters in the end, right? She is happy, right?
I think so.
Hi? I guess. I think that this is really dumb. You're just, bones under there, but both Serena and Ollie think that I need to come talk to you. So, hi. I'm doing alright, I guess. The new school's a bit strange. They don't have a girls' lacrosse team, so I wasn't able to keep doing that. It's a bit of a downer, but it's not the end of the world. I, made a friend. You were always on me about being more sociable. His name's Ferris, and he's part elf. His boyfriend is my new over. I like him a lot. He's really nice, and we get along. I fed from my first person. It was weird. I don't know how I imagined it, but that wasn't quite it, I don't think. She was someone that David knew, and she was really pretty, so I don't know. I felt weird. I probably need to talk to David about it. It might be some kind of vampire thing, I don't know. There's lots of new things that I've been thinking about lately that I don't totally understand. I'm not as sad anymore as I was, and that scares me. It makes me feel like maybe that... I don't know. Because, you're supposed to be sad for a long time when someone you love dies, and I just haven't been lately. And Serena reminded me of some things, and I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. I don't want to think you did what I'm pretty certain I know you did. But I also know you. And I know that you weren't out delivering a baby all those times that you disappeared. There were so many times that I was positive you weren't going to come back, so, when you finally didn't, I was ready. They tiptoed around me all that time, trying not to upset me or make me worried, but I think some part of me knew that morning. Something that just didn't feel right. So I know you can't answer, but... What the hell, Mom? Why would you do this? Was I not worth it for you to stick around a little longer, at least? I mean, damn, Damn. Is this how I'm supposed to solve my problems? Is that the lesson I'm meant to learn here? Damn. Well, you're missing out. Because despite everything, I'm actually doing all right. How long have you been here?
I came early to talk to her this morning. Then I went out for a bit of a stroll, waiting to see if you'd actually come by.
Did you hear everything?
Would you like it if I had? You talked to Ollie about any of this?
Ollie's got her own life. She's got her fiancé and her classes and her friends. She doesn't need me complaining to her about my stupid stuff.
Did it help talking to your mama?
I don't know. A little.
Well, I know that she won't ever be a replacement, but Ollie can be there for you. If you let her. She's the one that dragged you back here, after all. You know that she cares a lot about you, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Come here.
I miss her. I'm so mad at her, but I miss her.
I miss her too, love. And I know that she's sorry she couldn't be here with you. But she's watching, and I know that she's smiling down at the pretty little thing you're becoming. Seeing the little lady that you're turning into. If I could go back in time and tell her, I don't think she'd believe it for an instant. Do you want to go back?
Just a little while longer.
Is it all right not to go in? It was your house, after all.
No, it's been cleaned out. There's nothing in it that makes it my home anymore. I only wanted to show you this tree.
Is this the one you fell out of?
No, that one was in the park. No, this is the one my mom and Serena planted when I was born. We only started getting fruit on it a few years ago, and if it's not too early... here's one. I'm thinking, and I'm hoping it works, that I would take a few of these with us, get the seeds out, and plant a new tree in the backyard under the balcony outside our suite. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. Oh, I almost forgot. I thought we could look at these on the way home.
What's this?
Brochures for some nearby universities. You've got 2 years still, obviously, but it's not a bad idea to start at least thinking about it. You have a handful of options in town. If you think you want to go the liberal arts route, there's my school. It's private, so it costs more and it's harder to get into, but I don't really think that's going to be a huge problem for you. It is smaller, though, so everybody knows everybody, and it's a pain sometimes. If you're not sure what you want to study, then the local campus of the National University is not a bad option either. There's also the teaching school to consider. Obviously, you can go away for school so that... What?
I can go to college.
You sort of have to go to college. Father is going to require it. Luckily, he'll be willing to let you choose.
No, I've never even thought about it. That's not something we were ever going to be able to afford. I was going to start working right after school. Hadn't quite figured out doing what yet, but that was the plan. But I can do that, can't I? I can go to college. Damn. That certainly changes things, doesn't it?
I guess it does, huh?
Things really are going to be different now, aren't they?
Took you this long to figure that out?
It's just now starting to really hit me, I think.
Well, I think you might be right. You've got a much different future ahead of you than you did before.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.